Walk onto any real job site, whether it's residential framing, commercial electrical work, or a plumbing retrofit, and you'll notice something immediately. The tools professionals rely on don't change much. They're not chasing trends. They're not buying whatever is new. And they're definitely not trusting flashy marketing claims. Because on a job site, tools aren't about features. They're about reliability. If a tool fails, the job stops. And when the job stops, money is lost. So over time, contractors develop a kind of internal filter, a short list of tools they trust without hesitation. Tools that have proven themselves under pressure over years of daily use. This isn't a list built on brand loyalty. It's built on performance. And across trades, experience levels, and job types, the same categories keep showing up again and again. Let's break down the 5 tools contractors actually trust, and more importantly, why they trust them. 1. The cordless drills. If there's one tool that exists on every job site, it's the cordless drill. Not because it's impressive, but because it's essential. Drilling holes, driving screws, assembling structures. This tool is used constantly, often hundreds of times per day. And that frequency is exactly why contractors are selective about it. What professionals look for here isn't just power, it's consistency. They want a drill that delivers predictable torque, doesn't overheat under load, and maintains battery performance across a full workday. Battery platform matters more than most people realize. Contractors don't just buy a drill, they buy into a system. One battery platform that powers multiple tools. Switching platforms mid-project isn't just inconvenient, it's inefficient and expensive. Durability is another key factor. Job site conditions aren't controlled environments. Tools get dropped, exposed to dust, and used in extreme temperatures. A drill that performs well in a showroom but fails after a few months on-site is useless. That's why contractors tend to stick with models that have already proven themselves, not the newest release, but the most reliable one. 2. The impact driver. At first glance, an impact driver looks similar to a drill. But on a job site, it serves a completely different purpose. Where a drill rotates steadily, an impact driver delivers rapid bursts of torque, making it far more effective for driving long screws, lag bolts, and fasteners into dense materials. For contractors, this tool is about efficiency and fatigue reduction. Driving fasteners manually or with a standard drill can strain the wrist and slow down progress. An impact driver reduces that strain while increasing speed. But again, reliability is everything. Cheap models often suffer from inconsistent torque delivery, poor internal components, or premature wear in the impact mechanism. Professionals look for smooth power delivery, not just raw force. They also pay attention to ergonomics. Weight distribution, grip comfort, and trigger control all matter when a tool is used continuously throughout the day. And just like drills, impact drivers are part of a larger battery ecosystem. 3. The circular saw. Few tools define a job site like the sound of a circular saw. It's the backbone of cutting operations, used for framing lumber, sheet goods, and a wide range of materials. But not all circular saws are created equal. Contractors don't just evaluate cutting power, they evaluate control. A reliable circular saw must track straight, maintain blade speed under load, and provide clean, accurate cuts. Any deviation, whether it's blade wobble, poor alignment, or inconsistent speed, affects the quality of the entire project. Safety is another major consideration. Kickback, blade guard performance, and braking systems all play a role in tool selection. Professionals prioritize saws that feel stable and predictable, not just powerful. Durability also matters here. Dust exposure is constant, and internal components must withstand long-term use without degrading performance. And unlike occasional users, contractors don't have the luxury of downtime. If a saw fails mid-project, it disrupts workflow immediately. 4. The tape measure. It might seem simple, but the tape measure is one of the most critical tools on any job site. Because every cut, every installation, and every alignment starts with measurement. And in construction, small errors compound quickly. An inaccurate measurement doesn't just affect one piece, it affects everything that follows. That's why contractors are extremely particular about their tape measures. They look for rigidity, how far the tape can extend without bending. They look for durability, how well it holds up after repeated drops. And they look for readability, clear markings that can be quickly interpreted under different lighting conditions. Even the hook design matters. A loose or poorly constructed hook can introduce small inaccuracies that lead to bigger problems down the line. Professionals trust tape measures that maintain calibration over time, because consistency in measurement is non-negotiable. 5. The utility knife. It's not the most expensive tool. It's not the most advanced, but it might be the most frequently used. The utility knife is everywhere on a job site, cutting drywall, trimming materials, opening packaging, and handling countless small tasks throughout the day. And because it's used so often, reliability and safety are critical. A good utility knife must allow quick blade changes without tools. It must lock securely during use. And it must maintain structural integrity under pressure. Cheap knives often fail in subtle but dangerous ways, blades slipping, housings flexing, or locking mechanisms wearing out. Professionals avoid those risks. They choose designs that are simple, robust, and proven. Because when a tool is used dozens of times per day, even small inefficiencies add up. At this point, you might notice something. None of these tools are particularly specialized. None of them are marketed as revolutionary. And that's exactly the point. Contractors don't build their workflow around innovation. They build it around reliability. These 5 tools represent the foundation of job site work, not because they're exciting, but because they're dependable. And that dependability is what allows everything else to function. There's also a pattern in how professionals choose tools. They don't chase the lowest price, but they also don't automatically buy the most expensive option. Instead, they look for what delivers the best long-term value. A tool that lasts 5 years is cheaper than one that needs replacing every 6 months, even if the upfront cost is higher. Another factor is serviceability. Tools that can be repaired, or at least maintained, are preferred over disposable designs. Because on a job site, replacing tools frequently isn't just costly, it's disruptive. And then there's familiarity. Once a contractor finds a tool that works reliably, they stick with it. Not out of habit, but because consistency improves efficiency. Muscle memory, handling, and performance all become predictable. And in a work environment where precision and speed matter, that predictability is valuable. So when you hear about the best tools on the market, understand this. The best tool isn't the one with the most features. It's the one that works every time, under real conditions, without compromise. And that's why, across job sites everywhere, you'll keep seeing the same 5 tools. Not because contractors lack options, but because they've already tested them all. And these are the ones that didn't fail.